him this past week and tell me that I reminded him of President Biden. Nothing personal, but. So welcome to Friday Coffee. I want to thank our sponsor, Central Bank Trust Company. Actually, Central Trust Company. We have some representatives from there we'll be introducing here in just a minute. Someone's advancing my slides, right? So we have a few ground rules that you can see on the screen there. Please turn off your phone. No recording without prior permission. I want to respect it.
I haven't seen that slide.
Let's do some introductions. Let's do some introductions this morning. I'm President Biden.
Frank Rice, Evening Rotary. Alan Daly, Community Christian Church.
Deb Bushman, Holland Family Chiropractic.
Julie Allen, recently retired.
John Long, Missouri Farm Bureau.
Lori Pence with the Chamber.
Renee Brown with the Chamber.
Ashton Cleveland, Lincoln University.
Greg Hayes, Lincoln University.
Misty Nunn, Lincoln University.
Darius, Lincoln University.
John Loves, Central Bank and YP Professional Development Coaching.
Aaron McMichael, Central Bank, Tulsa.
Carlos Grant, Lincoln University.
Dan Basel, Home Helpers Home Care.
Gay Suggett, Aaron, Missouri, and Chair of the Chamber Board.
Jacob Robinette, Naples Construction.
Christopher Scott with Farmers Insurance, Treasurer for Red Slip for Warrior Board of Directors, and candidate for Western District Commissioner in Callaway County.
Rochelle Weaver, Cumulus Media.
Eric Strump, Cumulus Media, and the Harding Ranch.
Bob Fennell, retired.
Beth Cowgill, Liberty Family Medicine. I'm a Chamber Ambassador and also in the 2024 leadership class for the Chamber. Best class ever.
Hi, I'm Tracy Keating and I'm with AT&T.
I'm Mackenzie Job. I am City Councilwoman for Ward 5. I also own Kitty's Prayer Fair, which is a day different also.
And a very busy spot.
Good morning, everyone. Stephen Lawrence, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at Lincoln University.
Tim Dennis, the Word Project.
Katrina Chen, Central Bank.
Roger Brisley, Workforce Development, State of Missouri.
Brian Campier, Local Sales Manager for ABC 17 and Fox 22, and YP Chair-elect this year.
Wendy Welch, ABC 17, Fox 22, and Jordan, Professional Service Co-Chair.
Adrian Heckman, Central Bank, and your past Young Professionals Chair.
Sherry Doctorian, Armstrong Teachers.
Lori Helsher, Hammond, Missouri.
Greg Phillips, Central Trust Company.
Jessica McNew, Central Trust Company.
Brian Hill, Central Trust Company.
Michael Dunn, Pastor First Christian Church.
Hi everyone, Chrissy Salter, Image Mark Marketing.
Brian Hewlett, Naples Construction.
Mike Lester, City Council Board 2.
Cameron Gerber with the News Tribune. PH Glass County Health Foster Care Ministries.
Stephanie Lehman, CNS Employment Solutions.
Terry Ryan, retired.
Jackie Coleman, Associate Member of the Minority Council of the Chamber.
Hello, everyone. My name is Julius King, Attorney at Law, King Legal Consulting, owner operator.
John Smallwood, Stimulus Technologies.
Brock Lottie, Rice Business.
Brian Bernsteiner, RJ Shear and Associates.
Carrie Turgeon, Carrie's Hallmark Shop. Liz Duncan, The First Reconstruction.
Julie Smith, News Review.
Okay, and we have some folks on Zoom. Renee, you want to give them their first name and let them introduce themselves this morning?
We have Bruce.
If you're on Zoom, we'd like for you to introduce yourselves this morning.
Dave Wise, Bartlett and West.
Dr. Laura Biedenhoff, owner of CATS Consulting, Career and Trade School Consulting. Hi, Misty. Hi, Alan. Hi, Julie.
Teresa Brown with the Alzheimer's Association. Good morning.
Dennis Heckman with CDI.
Ron Fitzwater, Mayor Jefferson City. Misty Bono with Jefferson City Regional Economic Partnership.
Susan Cook, Habitat for Humanity.
Anyone else? I want to compliment the gentleman on Zoom. It's a great impression of the mayor. Okay, we have some new members to welcome this morning. We have, if you're in the room, just raise your hand or stand up. We want to recognize you. We have CATS Consulting, Laura, from Community Christian Church, Alan Bailey, Dustin Shaw, Tanya Burton, Traveling Tom's Coffee Truck, Chris Cook, and Zen Business, Sally Clark. So if you run into those folks, please welcome them to the Chamber of Commerce. Now we have a few remarks from Greg Phillips, who is Vice President of Central Trust Company. Greg?
Thank you. Morning, everyone. I have a couple slides for you today. I just want to tell you a little bit about Central Trust Company. We have about $9 billion in assets under management across the firm, multiple offices across the nation, mostly here in the Midwest. We most recently opened a location out in Naples, Florida as well. So we continue to expand and grow. Of the $8 billion that we manage, about $2 billion of that is right here locally in Jefferson City. We work right down in the financial center, the big glass building that I'm sure most of you are familiar with. Here are some of our officers on the screen. What's great about the group is really just the depth of knowledge that I think we can bring to the table and ways to help this community. Most of the people shown on the screen, some of which are here, Mr. Brian Dent and Ms. Jessica McNew, are attorneys. They're CPAs, they're CFPs, they have master's degrees and other advanced certifications and designations that we can leverage to help those in the community with whatever financial needs they may have. And of course, we have our banking partners as well that can provide other services in addition to just investment management and various financial services. Next slide, please. So what do those services look like? As a trust company, we are a fiduciary, so we have to do what's in our client's best interest no matter what. We don't get paid based on commissions, or we're not trying to push products. We earn a fee based on assets under management and always have to do what's in our client's best interest and advocate for them at all times. As a trust company, we can serve as trustee of a trust, help out and finalize people's estates, things of that nature. Co-trustee, personal representative, executor, you name it. So that's all part of that fiduciary standard that we have to follow. Of course, investment management is a big part of our business, right? We run money for folks, buying and selling securities and trying to provide a great rate of return to not only maintain our clients' wealth, but to grow that wealth. Even though we are named Central Trust Company, about 80% of our business is just investment management. So we're running IRAs for people and investment management accounts. Only about 20 to 25% of our business is actually related specifically to managing a trust and an estate. So a lot of people shy away from us because they think, oh, I don't have a trust, I don't need to work with these folks. But we work with anybody and everybody, so come on in and see us. Financial planning is a big piece of what we do. Money management is great, but if you don't have a plan in place, what good is your money, right? If it's not working for you. So making sure people are ready for retirement or working towards retirement, and then also helping them meet their goals and spend their funds from a tax efficient standpoint and cost effectively in their retirement. We do manage money for a lot of institutions, a lot of endowments and foundations here locally. Of various non-for-profits that we manage money for and still serving in that fiduciary capacity. And love, of course, helping out the local community here in that way. Retirement plan services. If for a lot of business owners here in the room, if you're looking to set up a 401k or some other type of retirement plan for your employees, we also help with those types of services. So feel free to come and ask us any questions. We do offer a free second opinion service. So maybe if you're with an advisor now and you want to see if you're getting the best rate or your portfolio is set up the way that you want it, we're happy to take a look at what you have and provide a second opinion at no cost to you. So come by Central Bank, come by the Financial Center if you'd like to talk to one of us, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you very much, Greg. We're going to draw for a door prize that you all provided this morning.
Yes. We have a cooler with, I think, some beverages, of course, all Central Bank logoed, and somebody's gonna even go home with that today, I'm sure. Jackie Holman?
Return on my investment.
Can you just over 5
Yeah, out of the.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Got it.
Outstanding.
Congratulations, Jackie. I'm going to ask Rochelle Weaver to talk a little bit about what's included in a sponsorship for Friday Coffee. How many of you are at your first Friday Coffee this year? We saw a lot of new names on the registration list. Want to give you a special welcome. I'm sure it's because of our program this morning, which we appreciate. Rochelle, do you want to comment?
Sure. Thank you for your sponsorship, along with this wonderful event that you get to come to. Cumulus Media, we have 7 radio stations and some digital products. We talk close to 200,000 people each week. So with the sponsorship, we'll also, Central Bank, whatever you guys, I know you guys are already a client of ours, but you'll get an additional free 25 ads. We'll craft a special message for you, do the creative at no charge, and then run those ads on whichever station that you'd like. So it's kind of a bonus little sponsorship. It's a good way for us to kind of get to know what you guys are doing and any extra. A lot of the clients that are already regular scheduled clients with us, they may use it for like a special non-for-profit event. If there's a 5K or something special that they want to kind of give some shout out to, they'll use those ads for that. So just another bonus with the sponsorship.
Thank you, Rochelle. Moving on, and by the way, if you're interested in sponsoring Friday Coffee, you can reach out to Susan when she gets back from vacation. We have one of our monthly events that's very popular. It's Chamber Connections. Our next one's going to be at Oscar's Backdoor Lounge on July 18th, 4 to 5:30. Hope you can join us. I advise you to get there early because that is usually a packed room. In fact, this is a photograph from last year's event at Oscar's, so please come join us. Next, we want to ask someone who's on this year's Leadership Jefferson City class and is directly involved in organizing Battle of the Brews. It's about the 9th straight year that the leadership class has done this, benefiting a couple of charities. And I'm going to ask Beth Calgill with Liberty Family Medicine to make a couple of comments about that event in August.
Thank you, Gary. So this year we are raising money for 2 local nonprofits, the Seeker Project and the Special Learning Center, which are both in need of support from community members. We have so far 15 brewers confirmed, either verbally or they've sent back their sponsorship or their declaration form that they are going to participate. And that does include a couple of local brewers, including Last Flight, Prison Brews, and then we've got some home brewers, including Sasquatch Farmer, which might be interesting, and then Alara and Loki Brewing. Pizza Haas has committed to being our premier sponsor, which is fantastic. Go visit them and eat some pizza. And then we do also have additional sponsorship levels starting at $200 and then going up to $2,500. So if you are interested in sponsoring that, on August 24th at the J.C. Cole County Fairgrounds, see me or Susan or Ashley, and we can help get you guys either tickets or sponsorships. So thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Beth. Another big event coming up this fall is our Neon Nights annual gala for the Chamber. We're going to be back at Canterbury Hill Winery, And we have one of the co-chairs of that event with us this morning, Stephanie Lehman from CNS Employment Solutions. Stephanie, what do you want to tell us about that event?
I want you to come. No, this is one of the biggest events that the chamber holds throughout the year, and I think it's one of the most fun too. It's a great networking opportunity, and we, like Gary said, we'll be back at Canterbury Hill Winery. That it is a gala, but it is in a casual setting, and each year the community tries to pick up a theme that makes it interesting, makes it fun, and we can make a night of it. So pray for good weather, that we can be outside and plan on attending. There are sponsorship opportunities that are out there. You probably received email messages from the chamber regarding those. So if you have any questions on that, holler at me. I'd be glad to talk to you about that. But please plan on attending and wear your neon.
Did you color coordinate this?
Yes.
Thank you, Stephanie. Well, we have an excellent program in line for you today, and we have several speakers from Lincoln University. I'm going to introduce the gentleman who volunteered to kind of moderate the panel this morning, which I appreciated very much. And that's Dr. Ashton, who has been selected by the university to be their new Chief Operating Officer. That's a new position within the leadership team at Lincoln University that's aimed at strengthening operational excellence and strategic execution. Originally from Miami, Florida, Dr. Cleveland holds a master's from UCLA, a Juris Doctorate from the University of Florida, and a education doctorate from Vanderbilt University. He comes to Lincoln University from Shaw University, where he served as the Vice President for Student Affairs. He previously worked at the University of California, San Diego as Dean of Student Affairs. So if you'll please help me welcome Dr. Ashton.
Great to meet everyone. I'm already at the front of the group, so I'm gonna sit if you don't mind since we're already up here. So I'm delighted to be here. I didn't know that this was going to be the setting. It's kind of intimate. I like that. I'm very new to the area. We move in on the 22nd, so I'm actually still in transition. A lot of my work is done remotely. I'm going to jump right in here because I know we're time limited. So we have exciting updates and achievements here to share from Lincoln University. So as it was said, I am the Chief Operating Officer for the institution, and I'll explain what I do a little bit more in a second, but let me introduce the rest of the team. We have Greg Hayes here, our Director of Facilities and Planning, to my left. Dr. Darius Watson, our Assistant Provost for Academic Innovation, Outreach, and Research. This is Misty Nunn, our Executive Director of University and Alumni Relations. This is the next slide, please. So yeah, in my role, core objective is to center around enhancing operational excellence. So that's going to be achieved by optimizing our communication efforts, both internally and externally with our stakeholders. So when I joined Lincoln just a few weeks ago, one of the things that was placed on my calendar first was the chamber coffee chat. So I was so glad. The only way we maximize our desire to be strategic in the execution of our goals is this type of external collaboration. So I'm looking forward to seeing our partnerships with many of you in the room and online. So that benefits our students, our community, and which will in turn benefit the entire state of Missouri as a whole. We are very, very happy to announce that our land grant funding has been fully matched for the second time in a row. Yay! So before I arrived, I wrote about how our governor here, along with the state legislators here in Missouri, supported President Mosley and Lincoln University to help fund the teaching, research, and extension services. A lot of folks don't understand the magnitude of that. That's huge news, that's big news, and very significant for a number of reasons that I don't have time to expound upon here in a short time. But I must mention that before 2023, Lincoln had to pull that money from operating budget, so that's money that was meant to benefit the rest of the academic departments. So in order to match that federal fund requirement, we had to take away from non-inventory maintenance and other HVAC needs that Gary will probably touch on. So that's great. So what I'm trying to say here is we're very appreciative of all those that I named, and including the Missouri Department for Higher Education and Workforce Development. I saw somebody there from the back. So our total allocation for the fiscal year 2025 is $22 million from the state, and that reflects the 3% increase over the previous year for fiscal year 2024. That also encompasses $100,000 for our Becoming a Healthier LU initiative to support the holistic well-being of our university community, and that funding will enable us to expand the vital programs that promote health and well-being. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Greg Hayes to give us an update on facility and infrastructure projects.
Okay. Again, as Dr. Cleveland was mentioning, having this complete funding has really definitely changed the overall landscape of Lincoln and what we're able to do. So what I'm here to do today is talk to you a little bit about what we're kind of doing with some of these funds. This time is unprecedented right now at Lincoln University. We're looking at major building projects that haven't been happening in over 60 to 70 years. One of the projects we're currently working on is the rehabilitation of our Dawson Hall, a 10-story res life hall that was in dire need of some repair. We were able to secure some funds, not only through the funds that Dr. Cleveland mentioned, but we also got some COVID funding to help clean up the air. We made a lot of safety improvements to the building, air quality improvements to the building, and energy improvements. We did have a few little setbacks in the building as we began the demolition. The building was in more dire shape than what we anticipated. Thanks to curators like Curator Rackers and the rest of the curators, they had enough foresight to see what was going on in that structure, and we decided to take care of all these things. And that ended up increasing the budget by $4 million. All right, so we're hoping to have this online come March and April this next year in order to start moving the students in next fall. As you can see, it's at $23.25 million is where we're at right now. Of this, we're looking at somewhere around 15 to 17 independent contractors, subcontractors working on this building. So you're talking probably about an influx of this community somewhere around $17 to $18 million. Guys that are working on this building every day, materials that are being bought in the area, things of that nature. So hopefully that'll really help boost some of the economy in and around the Jefferson City area. Next slide. Another project we're currently working on is relocating KJLU. For all of those you don't know, when you go up on our campus, you see the little bitty white house at the end of underneath the tower, and that's exactly what it is. It was built back in 1969, 1973. So again, that location, their facility needs some improvement. If you walk in there right now, they've got brown shag carpeting on all the walls. Okay? So we're going to do a lot of work for them. We're going to do some sound decking, some other improvements for the location. But more importantly is we're actually moving them into a substantial building, part of what used to be Jeff City TV. The program's kind of been inactive for the last decade or so. So we're taking a portion of that space and we're dedicating it to KJLU. A few of the other things we're doing is we're looking at the possibility of turning it digital. And in turning it digital will allow us then to have multi-genres. So we'll have the easy listening jazz, as you're all well aware of now, but we're also possibly going to have another station for the students, maybe even another station for doing just sporting events for Lincoln and things of that nature. Finally, another thing associated with KJLU that's not on here is we're eventually going to relocate our tower. We currently have our tower there on campus. We're going to keep that one, but we actually bounce our signal out around Wardsville there somewhere. And from there, we distribute it all over the central Missouri. We're looking at putting our own new tower on the Freeman farm and being able to reach probably about another 30-mile radius outside of Jeff City, further than what we had in the past. Okay. One of the most exciting things, and again, Dr. Watson will expand a little bit more on this, is a new health science and securities building. Health science crisis and security. It's going to be a 3-level structure. The main level, one of the main levels of Lincoln University has been our nursing program. And we really need to step up these days and to make our nursing program a better, more modern day program. Right now, we're working on some out of the ELIF building, which has got a little bit of a date to it. We've actually grown out of it as the program goes. So the second story of this building is going to be nothing strictly but our nursing program, new nursing labs, buildings, beds, computerized systems, simulators, grading technology. All this stuff is going to go in there for these new nurses to train and become licensed here in the state of Missouri. We're also starting a master's program in nursing as well. I think that won't steal anybody else's thunder, but that's something else we can talk about. Again, we're looking at this building is about a $41 million building right now. Currently, we're in the design phases of this. On the bottom floor of this building is going to be security sciences. And again, Dr. Watson's going to speak on that here in a little bit. But most importantly is when we had the tornado several years ago, I think both the county and the city realized that in a situation, a disaster situation, you all were operating out of disaster trailers. What we're going to do is we're designing the ground floor of this to actually operate as a command center for disasters. So that in turn, if ever there is another disaster, I hope not in Jefferson City, if there is, we'll be able to cordon off that whole basement area down there strictly for a command center for doing emergency services for the area. This one is supposed to be breaking ground this fall, with construction starting probably in the middle of the winter. Before we get into the Security Science Institute down at the Leslie building, I want to mention also, we've got several farm projects. We've got a research meat processing facility, about a $4 million project that we're working with on the ag side. It's going to be put out at our Freeman farm. Again, they're going to be looking at doing research associated with meat processing of smaller animals. We're looking at redeveloping our aquaponds out at the Carver farm. If you all haven't visited our Carver farm out on Bald Hill Road, there's a series of 1-acre ponds out there. They all have research fish in them that the researchers are working with. They're trying to grow perch as big as your hand, and I've seen some of them, okay? But some of those ponds need to be revitalized again. So we're looking at about $2 million out of our Carver farm to redo the aqua ponds. And finally, off in the distance right now, is we're looking out on our Busby farm of doing an industrial hemp research facility. Okay, so again, we're looking at the fibers, how to use the fibers, how to use the seeds, how to use those other projects of hemp other than for recreational purposes. Finally, then, one of the last things we've got going on is our Leslie building. We continue to develop our Leslie building down on Leslie Drive. We've got the police academy down there right now. It's got training going on periodically. We've got a simulator, a mass shooting simulator into the basement of that place. But more importantly is we just introduced or infused another $1.5 million into this building for security sciences. Okay, and so we've got the building developed. We're going to continue to work on this building to develop different programs in this building, different activities, different improvements. All right, I think that's all I got for security for facilities.
Thank you. So again, thank you for coming and joining us this morning. We're really appreciative of the opportunity to let you know everything that Lincoln University's been involved in. One of the projects that I've personally been involved in for now about going on 4 years now is the development of the Lincoln University Security Sciences Institute. The Institute, again, is kind of been a work in progress, and it was once we were granted a MOXOS grant of approximately $1 million, which we then matched with internally $1 million of Lincoln University money, that we were really able to start moving forward and adding some momentum and some substance to the overall project. And so the initial development here, again, as Greg mentioned, was a renovation of the Leslie Boulevard facility. It is planned right now. We'll probably be having a ribbon cutting here sometime in the beginning of September. And the facility itself, with, as again you mentioned, about approximately $1 million of renovation funds that went into it to create 2 high-flex, which are advanced instructional facilities, classrooms with the camera systems. You can run synchronous and asynchronous education out of it. So they're really modern instructional facilities and spaces. And that's where we're going to be housing our EMT program. Our EMT program is based upon state certifications, and so we're really excited with the ability to be able to help our local EMT and emergency responders continue to advance their own skills and professional careers. So, in addition to the EMT program, this fall we are also going to begin offering online cybersecurity certificate as well as a cybersecurity minor within the computer information sciences degree area. We have developed an innovative program that we're calling Mental Health for First Responders. For those of you that are in the emergency space, you understand that emergency responders are very consistently trained to deal with the psychological and mental issues associated with the individuals that they're attempting to assist. This program has been designed to actually focus primarily on the mental health of the first responders themselves, because it's an area that's often overlooked with regards to professional advancement and the overall ability of first responders to not just handle the event that's right in front of them at the moment, but the future events that come down the line that might, for instance, create things like PTSD or other psychological issues. And so this program has really been well received by some of our external partners as a step forward in the innovative approach to education training and virtual simulation development for first responder education. The last area that we'll be developing, and we're expecting this to be online here starting in the spring of 25, and that will be a certificate in geospatial information sciences. And again, we're looking to try and create a holistic and integrated approach to this education system so that if you're in the cybersecurity program, you're going to get an introduction to GIS. If you're in GIS, you're going to begin to understand how emergency responders might use that from an EMT or other medical perspective. And so we're really trying to create an interdisciplinary and holistic approach to this education program with the long-term goal of then developing a full 4-year degree program in emergency response and management starting hopefully in fall 2025. So again, we're designing a program here to enhance skills for first responders to advance their careers. And again, trying to do it in such a way as, and for those of you that might be familiar with emergency response and management, individuals often fall into lanes or silos depending upon their skill sets. And so our goal is to try and develop individuals with multiple skills that will allow them to operate across and between various lanes, and thus be more attractive within the workforce, as well as able to actually provide more service to the communities that they're assisting. One of the things that we're very proud of, and that's associated with our Security Science Institute, is approximately 2 years ago, we were contacted by cyber.org, which is an organization that's run by CISA, which is our National Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency. They presented us with an opportunity to develop our own cybersecurity K-12 program. It's fully funded by them, including things like curriculum and professional support for the instructors. And so through that opportunity, we've developed a direct partnership with both Jefferson City and Capital City High School, as well as Clyde C. Miller Career Academy in St. Louis. Within those 3 schools, we've been able to not just move from a cybersecurity club framework, but both Jefferson City and Capital City High School have now instituted cybersecurity programs directly because of this relationship. In addition, our development of our Project Reach program has also allowed us to develop substantive partnerships with both Worldwide Technologies and Ameren, Missouri, including, for instance, Ameren, Missouri financially supporting the program, which then allowed us to send our instructors down to Florida last month because we were chosen across the nation as one of the highest performing cybersecurity consortiums, and so they wanted our team to go and present best practices to the other consortiums, and we were very proud of that fact. We also have developed, and I've been actually working directly with Ms. Ann Bax from United Way, and most of you I'm sure know her, and she was instrumental in helping to guide the original response to the tornado in 2019. And so for those of you that aren't familiar, the response there was conducted by a group called the Long-Term Recovery Committee. And it was a FEMA-based understanding of how you kind of coordinate community assets to then respond and mitigate the impact of natural disasters. The phase we're in now is called the Cole County Community Organizations Active Disasters, or COAD. And the COAD is intended to take whatever you've developed as part of your long-term recovery group and formalize it. So that rather than responding to the next emergency, we've already proactively prepared for it by developing partnerships amongst the community, identifying critical areas of need and future event. And so I'm very proud of the fact that Lincoln is directly involved with this program, and we believe that the development of the Emergency Operations Training Center that Greg mentioned earlier will be an outstanding opportunity to develop training, education, and advancement within our co-ed and our community assets on a level that almost no other community is able to do because their co-eds don't have access to the sort of facility that we're building. Finally, we are also proud to say that we will be planning our 3rd annual Safety and Security Career Expo for this spring. The last 2 have been extremely successful with more than 60 different recruiters from around the state, law enforcement, emergency response. We've also gotten federal commitments and engagement with the program, including groups like DHS, CIA, and the FBI. And so we're going to continue to expand this program. Last year's had more than 350 college and high school students from across the local region, and we're expecting to even increase that number more this year. So launching in the spring of 2025, again, you'll see one of the other things we're developing at Lincoln University is an employment academy concept. And it should be noted that this concept actually has been developed in direct combination with the Department of Health and Human Services and Department of Social Services, as well as the Department of Mental Health. The Office of Administration has been involved as well, and the Department of Public Safety. The overall goal of this program is to try and develop opportunities for our incoming students who may not be fully prepared or not even really want a 4-year degree. And we want to be able to offer it to them in such a way that if they decide in the future that they in fact do want to come back for a degree, they've already attained some credits and at least some advancement in that degree area. And so the program that's being developed right now is going to be a 2-semester certificate program. And the first semester will be a dedicated online presentation of courses that are designed to build their personal and professional skill sets necessary to be successful within an office environment. Part of that first semester experience will then be them choosing a track. And as you can see here, we've developed 5 tracks: Office Administration, Finance Associate, Direct Care, Cybersecurity, and Hospitality Service. And so after that first semester experience, as long as the individuals have succeeded with at least a C or better in every course, the second semester is actually provided dedicated internships from our state partnerships that will allow them to directly enter the workforce and support state operations and across a variety of different agencies. And so we're really excited about this program because we believe that not only will it serve our students well by giving them workforce opportunities, as well as a more measured approach to their potential degree attainment, we also are quite proud of the fact that this program is going to directly help fill some of the greatest areas of employment need across the state, and within Jeff City in particular. And to have it being produced and developed directly in combination with those agencies, we believe gives it more stability and ultimately a lot more legs in terms of the ability in the future, for instance, to scale it up. So we've already talked about Worldwide Technologies and Ameren. Once we have this off the ground, I anticipate getting together with those groups to add them as potential internship opportunities and just keep expanding and developing this so that eventually we're able to serve the entire state as an employment academy. So the LU Online is another, as you're already becoming aware, we have multiple initiatives that we're developing at Lincoln University to really catapult us forward. And another one of those initiatives is the advancement of our LU Online program. We do have some offerings online right now, but it's not necessarily the most robust collection of degree areas. We are fixing that by offering a variety of advanced higher education degrees online for advancing professionals, including the Master's in Education, the MA in Higher Education, and then the MBA with various concentrations. And again, we believe that this will be attractive not just to our traditional student body, but the broader groups of populations looking for advancement in these areas across the local community and the state as a whole. We've also begun developing a university college model. For those of you that aren't familiar, it is a model developed within higher education intended to create strengthened supports for incoming students who might need some assistance making sure that they're up to the level of those entry-level courses, English, math, things like that. And so our university college model really tries to develop not just an increased focus on the student's success from an academic standpoint, but also their success in terms of student affairs and their general engagement with the community and the environment that higher education offers. And so through the development and advancement of more dedicated and focused advising models, a more direct incorporation and integration of the development of our academic degree programs with the underlying needs to make sure students are successful in those programs, this has already been put into place, and it is now moving into additional phases where we will be developing more support mechanisms for these students focused on particular degree areas that we've identified as perhaps needing those sorts of supports for the students. Finally, the Office of Civic Engagement, Leadership, and Self-Learning instills community-minded values. And again, this emphasizes the degree to which this is not just an academic effort, it is an effort that's seeking to help our students be successful in both academic and non-academic spaces in a way that will then contribute to the communities that they're coming from. That'll be my last one. My apologies. I should have paid attention. I think 25 years of marriage.
So one of the things, of course, that we want to always celebrate is student success at Lincoln University. One of the main things that we do, we're always going to do, is make sure that our students are successful. We are happy to report that we have 561 students on the Dean's List this spring semester. That is an 11% increase from spring of 2022. We have steadily seen an increase of our students that have been on the Dean's List and even in good academic standing. We also want to celebrate that we've seen a 25% decrease in students in some sort of academic crisis since spring of 2022. And one of the main things is because we have had more programming that is focused on making sure that our students can get out of it. Well, sometimes when you go to college that first semester, I'm free and I'm going to do a whole lot of fun things, and then you figure out, Mom and Dad aren't going to pay for you to go to school anymore, so you've got to get your life back together. We have some fantastic programming, and this was even before the development of University College. So if we're looking at a 25% decrease right now, I'm certain that that number is going to go up because we have more programming that's going to be available to make sure that our students are continuing to get off probation, and hopefully we even elevate them up to the Dean's List as well. We talked a lot about, Greg had mentioned a lot about the university farms. Outside of our university farms, we do have some remarkable research going on at Lincoln University. I think a lot of times we forget the amount of just global reaching research that happens here at the university. Our advancements in science include a $2.1 million grant from U.S. Department of Agriculture through our Title III funding. And so we are researching forest farming, improving water quality, pest management, in small fruit production, and alternative poultry diets. Let me tell you a little bit about what these projects actually are. So the forest farming, if you own land and there's a forest behind your property, the research that we're doing right now is trying to develop to make sure that we can help landowners in that area grow botanicals, mushrooms, things like that that are high producing and also will increase your income, so you don't just have a bunch of trees sitting around your house, you can also have some property that is going to make you some money. The water quality project has to do with water runoff. When we talk about, we know that animals, what goes in must come out. And so that water, the fecal matter goes into the water, it goes into the groundwater, it also goes into the surface of the water. We are developing actually AI, this is the cool thing, we are developing AI right now to look at that groundwater and figure out how we can make sure that we keep that water clean. The pest management project, there is some special little fly that likes to eat blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries. And so we are developing research that will help us figure out how to alleviate those. We're sort of let them be flies, but we're trying to figure out how we're going to alleviate those flies and make sure that they won't eat up your crops. And then finally, for the hemp seed, we talked about the poultry diet, we talk a lot about hemp. Lincoln University is doing a lot of groundbreaking research in hemp. And so we are trying to develop a hemp seed cake that you could feed to just chickens, so nobody get excited about hemp seed cake. It is actually higher in protein and also higher in amino acids, and it's more sustainable than the soybean crop that we actually feed to chickens right now. And so if we are able to determine that this is better for the growth and meat production of these chickens, then we will work toward making sure that those hemp seed cakes can be federally approved as another option for feeding your chickens. Another point of pride, we are now members of the Great Lakes Valley Athletic Conference. We have been in the NIAA conference for many, many years. So last week we have moved over to the Great Lakes Valley Conference. That conference it includes schools in Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. Lincoln University has 14 sports, including we have come back to baseball. So anybody that is a baseball fan, we have a baseball back. And then we have 13 other sports that we are competing in as well. We hope that we will see you out for our first home football game, which is actually on Saturday, September 14th at 7 p.m. I'll give everybody a chance to write that down. Saturday, September 14th at 7 p.m. So it's a game under the lights. That will be our first home football game.
Misty, can I add a comment about that game?
Well, you can, but I thought questions were later. No, you go ahead.
We are going to sponsor a tailgate event that night for that first home game at 7 o'clock on the 14th. And other sponsors are our Minority Business Council, the Eastside Betterment Association, Blue Tigers Athletic Club. So if you haven't been to a tailgate, if you're not active in the Blue Tigers Athletic Club, please get that on your calendar. Come out. That will be a free event. And we hope you all will join us.
So, hope to see everybody out there in a Blue Tiger shirt on that Saturday night. Also, speaking of the Blue Tiger Athletics Club, we do have casino night. How many people have been to casino night before? And are you looking forward to coming to casino night again this year? It is, mark your calendars, it is August 10th. It will begin at 5:30 p.m. at the link, so we hope to see everybody come out there. You don't lose any money because we give you fake money, so you can come out there and gamble somebody else's fake money, and but you could leave with some great prizes as well. So we hope to see you out there on August 10th at casino night. We do have some sponsorships available, and so you'll just need to visit our website and you can get information. You can get information about sponsorships or tickets if you want. And finally, our points of pride. Lincoln University is growing, and with all the good work that we're doing, we need more people to help us do that fantastic work. We already mentioned Dr. Cleveland has joined the university as our Chief Operating Officer. We do have a new Chief Student Affairs Officer who has been working remotely, but he will be in town Monday, so he will be here Monday in office. Dr. Tobias Morgan is our new Chief of Student Affairs and also our Dean of Students, and so we are excited to have him join us. And many of you probably know Dr. Denisha Williams. She is a member of the leadership class of 2023. That is not the best leadership class. The best leadership class is the class of 2015. Adrian is my classmate, and I will tell you that it is the best class because that Battle of the Brews was developed by our class. So, but imitation is the best for the flag. So Dr. Denisha Williams is our new Executive Director of Enrollment Management. She was previously our Director of Admissions, but now she has a couple more areas that will report to her, and she will maintain our overall enrollment, not just our new students, but making sure that we retain our students as well. And so we're very excited to have these three, and we have Dr. Doug Laverne. It didn't make the slide, but Dr. Doug Laverne was our Dean of Agriculture, but he has now been promoted to also our Vice President for land grant as well. And so we are very excited because of that land grant funding. We've got to expand how we operate with that, and so we are excited to add that position as well. And I'll turn it back over to Dr. Cleveland. Dr. Cleveland,
So I'm just gonna wrap it up in one sentence. Very excited. I was very impressed watching my new colleagues here. Just want to acknowledge the provost in the back, Stevie Lawrence as well. Didn't know he was gonna be here. But yeah, so LincolnU.edu, learn about the exciting things we have in store. And I'm Ashton. You can reach out to me at cleveland@lincolnu.edu anytime. And I'd love to come back for the next Friday coffee chat. Thank you guys so much.
You had a great presentation. We do have time for a couple of questions from the audience. You obviously covered it very well. We appreciate it. That was very informative. Thank you for doing that. I want to turn it over to the chair of the chamber this year. You met her earlier. She's had a great year in her leadership role, and that's Gay Suggett from Ameren. And Gay, do you have any comments this morning?
I do. I want to thank you guys. I mean, my gosh, sitting here listening to everything that you're doing and growing our community, I mean, so impressive. And I love that you're helping those students learn and hopefully keeping them here, right? To work here, to live here, to produce children and grow here. I mean, that goes right along with our Live, Grow, Mo talent attraction that we're doing. We put a lot of work into that, and we're helping people really understand and educate what a great place we are here to live. So, I mean, working hand in hand, I mean, I think it's so great. You know, that's one of the things when I started my position this year, is really talking about how we can do that and work together. And I'm so impressed. I know the mayor was on as well, and everybody that's here, and how we work together and continue to grow and continue to progress. We're doing so much. With the chamber this year, some of the things that we're doing, in March, we had a women's symposium, our very first women's symposium. Jackie's back here. She was very instrumental, as well as others in this room that worked on that symposium. And it was a one-day symposium, and it was really successful, bringing all women together and talking about some of the same things you talked about, that mental health and development issues and things that we, you know, don't always think about. So I think that's really important. So we're working on our second one now. We're starting to develop the next women's symposium, which will be next year. We're going to have it annually. And so if anybody wants to help with that effort, please let me know, let Gary know. I think it's going to be a great effort as well. And to go right hand in hand with that, we're also going to develop a women's network. And so that women's network will be where women can then come together. We can have lunches, we can have speakers, we can have discussions about things that are important to us, whether it be things with the community, with family, with mental health, with development. I think those are all really important things that we're working on as well. And then the other thing, and kids over there now, one of the things that we're doing as well is Chamber Champions. And Kit and Trisha Barnes are heading that organization up, where we're working with new members. As you join the chamber, you know, a lot of times you come into the chamber and maybe you don't get involved right away because maybe you're a little bit shy or you just don't have that opportunity. So Kit and her team, they're working on helping those that come new to the chamber, that are new chamber members, getting them introduced to other members, helping them understand all the benefits that the chamber offers and all the things that we do. I mean, there's so many things even behind the scenes that we do as a chamber, with economic development, with the talent attraction like I talked about, with other things that are so important that even if you don't make the networking events, we do a lot. And so just really working with the community, working with everybody here, I think that's really going to help us grow and expand and become even stronger and a better community. So I do want to say thank you too. The other thing I was really impressed with, as we went around the room and everybody did introductions, and those leadership positions that people have taken, or those volunteer positions that you guys have all taken, that really is so beneficial. We're so appreciative, so thank you.
Thank you very much, Gay. We now have a few minutes for member announcements from anybody in the room, but let's start with the folks on Zoom. For you folks that are online, do you have any announcements about things going on in your organization or maybe a nonprofit that you're a part of? Anyone online? Let's come back to this room then. Would anybody like to make any announcements? Yes, ma'am.
So we really appreciate all of your support with the young professionals. Our annual YP Summit is coming up on September 26th. So you will start seeing registration emails for that coming out. If you could please encourage the young people that you work with or the young people that you know to attend. They do not have to be members of YP to attend. So we would love to see them all there.
Girls Empowerment is the speaking topic this coming Tuesday, 5:30 p.m., Grace Episcopal Church right next door here. And the speaker is Joan Kramer, who is immediate past district governor of Rotary District 6080. Tuesday evening, 5:30 p.m., Grace Episcopal.
Casino night is August the 10th, and we raise money and give it back to the athletic department, the students, the coaches, and that's our major fundraiser. And we want to pack the link. And that money goes right back. So a table of $500 individual ticket or a sponsorship, you get that, you get it right back to Lincoln University, to our Blue Tiger Athletics that needs your help. Because if you don't make the money there, our tailgates and our memberships just don't raise enough money to give back to the athletic department. So we want to make sure that this year, we're all going to the conference, with our new coaches, and we fund things like, they may need extra money for when they take the students on the road. So we really depend on all of you all to show up and show out. We'll have chicken, I think Susan's doing the catering. We'll have a DJ, we dance, we have fun, and we did win the award in the City Magazine of having the best exciting fundraiser. If you've never been to casino night, you're missing a fun night. So please help us, help Lincoln University, so we can give money to the athletic department. Hope to see you on August the 10th.
How do you sign up, Jackie? If you want to
You
take
can go online, and I can't rattle it off now, I did not bring any of the flyers, but Misty, it's our Blue Tiger Athletic Club. Maybe we'll send a flyer.
There's a Facebook event out there already too.
Is it on Facebook? And you can register online, get your tickets online, and, but we really do need to, that's a big fundraiser for us.
And how much for one person to attend?
It's $60, I think I got that right, I've been out of town for a couple of days, so spending $500 for the table, and the sponsorships are so important as well. And so we'll get some information to you, can you put it out for the year?
We can help with that.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have announcements? Sure.
Hi, I'm a volunteer at Dreams to Reality. So if you don't know what that program is, it's a program for, it's 501c3 for women who are in transition for many, many reasons, but many of them are coming out of prison or even out of the Rape and Abuse Crisis Center. And they're unemployed, they want to get back to work. Some of them need clothing, some of them need job interview techniques. We teach them computer skills. We do a lot of mentoring with them. And there's a retail store, obviously. Most people don't know that the back part is for clients. The front part are donations that are kind of higher end that you can go in and buy. So it is open to the public. As probably the newest volunteer, I'm also now the golf chair. So we have a golf tournament coming up August 26th. Our spots are full, it's all women, they're there to have fun. It's a two-person scramble, but we would love to have volunteers, and we have sponsorships available. A whole sponsor is only $200, and there's different sponsorships all the way up to, I think, $1,500. So if anybody would like to participate as a volunteer or a sponsor, please reach out to me.
Thank you. Any other announcements this morning?
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Again, I'm Mackenzie Job. I'm on the City Council for Ward 5. This Monday, at our council meeting at 6 p.m., we will be presented with the preliminary findings of the market and parking study for the proposed conference center. So anyone who has interest in that, I suggest you either attend in person or you can tune in online on the City of Jefferson's YouTube channel, which is very convenient. Then the following day, on Tuesday morning at 7:30 in the morning at Coffee Zone, the developers, Garfield Public Private, will be there to answer questions from the community and provide more information in a more intimate setting where you can talk a little more back and forth instead of being limited to just the meeting setting. So if you have interest in a conference center that's being proposed, the preliminary findings are going to be discussed next week.
Thank you. And by the way, we're going to have that same subject on our Friday coffee agenda on August 9th. So please get that on your calendar if you want to learn more about the conference center. Michelle, did
I
you have
have
that?
two real quick things to piggyback with Lincoln. It is a Lincoln, they have a brand new fundraiser too. One, the Lincoln golf team is near and dear to me. And one of the alumni sent me a fundraiser that they're doing. It's the first annual Portland Ware Foundation fundraising help raise funds for the Lincoln golf team. That's coming up August 3rd. I have a QR code, and all I have is a text that was sent to me. But they're looking to get teams, they're gonna be playing at Oak Hills. It's for a good event, but I'll pass that along. I'll give it to Susie too, maybe go in the chamber so you guys can get the information. But if you're looking to get in another golf tournament, this will be really good help support the Lincoln golf team. And then if I'm closing this out, I hope I don't lose a friend over this. But we have a very important birthday today. Oh, you just did. I will not start the song, but if you want to sing happy birthday and lead us out of here, very good.
Who wants to lead off? You want to lead off, Frank?
There's Kit in there too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bob. Happy birthday to you.
And your AARP. I think, yes, sir.
I'm sorry, real quick, just because there were numerous different women's initiatives and advancements mentioned by different groups in the room, and so I want to make everybody aware that Lincoln University will actually be hosting a national exhibit of women's success within the Federal Reserve Board. It is a exhibit that's traveling the country. We'll be hosting it for 2 weeks, including bringing some of those women on campus to talk about their experiences and their professional advancement. And so I would just kind of generally reach out to the individuals that mentioned the women's initiatives you're working on. If you could contact me, I feel like that's an opportunity for synergy. So.
Yeah, super. Thank you very much. All right.
I have an announcement too, sorry.
Yes.
I have something that'll actually make you look younger for your birthday, people. For another chamber member, Central Missouri Dermatology, happens to be my sister who's there. They have brought on an esthetician, Jordan Green, and she is offering 25% off for spa services. So I have a menu here of what they do. They're in the surgery center, second floor on Misty Drive. And she couldn't be here today because she has a client, and some of her clients are men, so this is for anybody. So if you want to look younger, or they also sell some great products that will keep your skin looking really young till you
Thank you. Mayor, thank you. I'll see you.
Okay.